Hi, very good morning, everyone. So, once again, I congratulate everyone, those who are qualified for the personality test. Of course, always it's very difficult to cross one stage and next stage and next to next stage. So, in every stage, somebody would have helped you to overcome all the challenges. Maybe somebody would have cleared in your first attempt, or somebody would have cleared in your second attempt, somebody would have cleared even third or fourth, even fifth attempt. But no matter in how many times you have consumed for your prelims or mains, but in one go, there is some possibility that you can clear in your personality test, provided you should follow certain rules and certain guidelines, for which we have with us a great resource person who was part of the system and who has introduced so many changes in the system. And the so-called CSAT was introduced by Sir, and not only that, the 4 GS papers, and Sir is the one who just brought some changes in even in the optional paper. We can also expect some more changes also, which was suggested by him. It will be implemented little later. So such a great dynamic leader is with us today. So I'm sure definitely the inputs which Sir is going to give it to you is going to be great, useful for scoring a very decent marks in the personality test. And today, Sir will give you a kind of do's and don'ts during the interview preparation as well as in the interview hall. And after that, we are having a one-on-one session. So how you are going to perform for certain controversial topics, all those things Sir wanted to assess and give his feedback. So this is the whole agenda of this program. So I wish you all the best and make use of this session. All the best. Thank you.
Morning, friends. It's a great pleasure that I see some of you who have been so successful in facing the last hurdle. Among the three, you two have qualified. They are more difficult ones. The impact of the third one is fairly large. Because in the main paper, the general merit is within 200 marks, proper to the last person. And in the personality test, it carries about 275 marks, and marks can vary as low as 30 to 40%, to as high as 80%. That would roughly means about 120, 130 marks difference. So first thing which must be clear to you is that revise and recall what you prepared for the mains. Because there is nothing which you have not read. One good part of now the major exam, the main, that there are 4 common papers, and all those 4 common papers cover almost everything what is happening. You should also understand that even for those papers which were done in September, what was done even the last year till June, what you call in the public domain, everything has been covered. So events of the last year, previous to that, subject related, I think broadly that's been covered. So if you continue to revise in a manner, if you were asked question on that area, how would you present? Writing presentation is a different ballgame. In verbal presentation is a different ballgame. In verbal presentation, normally you should be short, to the point, and be ready for in-depth questioning. So any topic you pick up, they will start what is called as a simple approach, but then they can probe you deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay? So when question is asked, don't get frightened. Sometimes question you have not thought of it. If you come to your mind a conclusion that in this area you are weak and you do not like to discuss with the group, you can say no. There is nothing wrong saying no if you are not really prepared. Sometimes it happens that you are prepared only cursorily. If question asked, you will answer, but more deeper, you can't go. So any point where reach, you can politely say, you don't know beyond this. Don't hesitate. Instead of guessing, gossiping, it should be clear, mention clearly that your understanding of the issues up to this point. Okay? In the interview hall, there are 4 people in the member, 5 people. If you are there, normal courtesies is nothing very unusual. You are not to bow down, you are not to lie down. Normal behavior pattern should be maintained. Don't get under pressure. Somebody says you should go and do namaste like that, or you must bow down. They do nothing. Be a normal person. When you meet 5 senior people, you behave, you go, you will enter in the room, you will say, may I come? Somebody will say yes. Wait for a pause. If he doesn't say, move it. You can't continue to stay in the outside, can you? So these are important, but they really don't matter too much. A good personality always means that 5 good people are sitting, you respect them, enter the hall. Normally you ask a question, may I come? Either somebody will say yes, come, otherwise give a pause and move. And then you can ask to sit down. And obviously you are sitting in front of 5. There's no need to especially say, ma'am, good morning to you, sir. You can say good morning, whatever, good afternoon to the August members. So don't worry too much about these things. People tend to frighten you on that. So please don't get into it. Dress is also not critical. But what is comfortable to you, you should wear. It shouldn't be torn. It shouldn't be unpressed. It shouldn't be in chappals. Girls can wear sari, suit, anything. There's no restriction. But it must go well on you. Some people who don't wear tie keep on fiddling with their tie there. Or if they wore, it is badly looking. No, there's no need. It must be good, normal clothes. Luckily, your interviews would be in winter time. Obviously, you have a coat on you. Is that right? Girls will have a shawl or something. But it is important to present yourself as a decent person who is likely to become a future bureaucrat. Because once you are selected, right, in the month of May or June, you will go in academy. And within 1 year, are ready to become a bureaucrat. So what you must get into, what is called the court of a bureaucrat. In a sense that you start thinking that your behavior must be just of a person who is going to be a leader in his own right. Nothing more than that. People tend to frighten you all saying, throw your hand like that or body language. Nothing matters. What matters your confidence, the way you conduct yourself. If you are not doing a question, don't worry too much about it. But try to be in eye-to-eye contact. It's always better, no? When you are talking and you look in somebody's eyes. If you tend to look in your down, then it bring down your morale. So always look into eyes. It could be soft eye. It cannot be. You are not staring them. You know what is the difference in staring and eye contact. So simple, not a difficult. So dress is not critical. आप सूट पहन के जाएं, whether you wear a suit or don't wear a suit, it isn't. What matters is that you are comfortable, you are nice, you are normally looking person. Whatever you dress normally, dress that. Some people have given their photographs there. Keep that photo with you. I think the photo which you must have given in def, you must keep those copies with you. And you should look like that. Some people tend to grow their beards beyond that. And some has taken a photo in the beard and now they are clean shaven. So you should resemble more or less what you were there. Is that right? Because what is important is that member has to sign that is the same person who is appearing. So sometimes it happens that you look so different. And so just like to be that. The third issue is about the language. You must have chosen your language already. Am I right? All of you chosen English or some Tamil? You have chosen Tamil? It doesn't matter. Language is not a barrier. If you are chosen, if you are written in English, chosen in English, everybody converse in English, not a problem. Those who have opted other than English, there's always a translator. Okay. Now, normally speaking, I have noticed most of the students, candidates, have learned English and they can follow the question. Can you follow a question in English? It's only the reply when you come that you find it difficult to answer in English because of your communication in your mother tongue. So if you are confident that you can follow the question, it's always better to receive the question in the language the members are asking. It cuts down time, it gives you more time. Otherwise, the question will be asked in English, the translator will translate, and it will come to you. Sometimes the nuances of the question, which have been asked by the expert, may not reach you by translation. You understand? But we have arranged translation, and translators are they are high quality people. They are not taken from streets. They are renowned people done for Government of India translation and Doordarshan and TV. So they are good people. But please understand, nothing better than your direct communication. If you can answer the question in English, you can take the board. Sir, please, I follow the question. Please ask. And you can answer your mother tongue. If you want to supplement mother tongue sometimes with English word, doesn't matter. You can go in a mixed kind of a language. Okay? It should be grammatically correct. It must be spoken with confidence. And you must appear to be calm. Each of you are under pressure, I know. But please understand, being under pressure reduces your performance. Do you agree with it? Whatever you know, I'm not saying that you would know everything. Whatever you know, be very confident about it. And be sure that you cross two very important hurdles. Third should be so easy for you. I'm assuring you that it should be very easy for you. The language is not a barrier. There's no distinction in marks between the languages. Please get off your mind. In UPSC, nothing is done against a candidate. Nothing is done. They want to get best out of you. Cooperate with them to get best out. As I said, method is speak slowly, confidently, maturely, simple sentences. But in communication on topics where you have to have a point of view, your point of view have to be your point of view. And you arrive at point of view by reading more and more about the topic. You may agree or may disagree with whatever people are saying, but you must be logical and reach to the point of view in a logical manner. Now, it is very easy to be said. It's very difficult to be done. So what is the method of doing it? You start from today, start asking questions on topic wise. Roughly 20 odd areas are covered. One, that should be covered in my opinion. What have you done in your mains? That is one area they can prove you. Because some of them relate to burning issues of today, yesterday, and day before. Do different kind of activities and works, not other services. But you also remember that your interview is also done mainly on the functions of IS. But nobody stops you to be asked questions on law and order, which police deals, police reforms, and particularly India's policy abroad, if some of you are in IFS. Correct? Anybody opted for IFS? Yeah. So please do read about India's relationship, more about G20 next slide. Correct? And India's policy, foreign policy has not changed very much, though there's a lot of noise, but it has really not changed very much over the years. So understand what are the rules and regulations. For that, everybody of you, because G20 has just passed and we played a big game on G20, though it has not a big meaning in any of these sense, but we did play here for our political situation, a big game on G20. So please, all of you should understand that and read it carefully. So economic relationships are outside, And third area which has recently emerged has been this dialogue, because there's been problems where wars are on. So these are some of the do's and don'ts. Number three is, which are the most important, is that since you've already done so well, nothing is going to harm you. Just keep in mind, nothing is going to harm you. There's nobody there who sits. So you should have at least 4 or 5, 6 areas where you are very well. It could be women empowerment, it could be inclusiveness, it could be social development, it could be economic development, it could be health standard. Is that correct? So please be very strong. At least when you studied your 4 general studies paper, some of them you must have been very confident. Did you like? They cover almost everything. They cover foreign policy, they cover internal security, they cover external security, they cover investment in defense, they cover investment into various areas, and the central government policy. The key central government policies you should know related to economy, related to agriculture has been in much more view, and PM has been saying number of things. So without naming him, look at the government policy. The state from you come from, all of you are from Tamil Nadu or anybody else? You are from Madhya Pradesh, you? Tamil Nadu? Madhya Pradesh too? Maharashtra? Bihar? Tamil Nadu? So all of you should understand your critical policy of state. Some of them may align with the government of India, some may or may not align. But there are some very specific schemes of each of the state, which has impacted largely the people's mind. Okay? Which are well written, well appreciated. You should know. You should also know the flora, fauna, architecture in economy of the state. Sometimes it happens that the 5 members who are sitting, they are very knowledgeable. They might come from your own state, and they might even know small places. So be open. If you are from Madhya Pradesh, they might start asking questions which may be some local questions. So whole idea is that please revise, read at least some newspapers of last 1 year critically, either through magazine, some of the key events on those states. Particularly in Maharashtra, if you look at this agitation which is on, and such other things. Similarly, in Telangana, there were some policies of the government, but don't talk about the government change. Political process is not to be discussed except when you are questioned on election act, election commission, reforms on constitutional bodies. There's no other, because you are not going to be a political person. Secondly, probably lastly, that you are being interviewed today, but you work in next 30 years. You should have some vision how things are going to change. For example, one thing which you must be very friendly with technology. So any questions which are asked on general technologies, you should be fairly aware. 5G, 3G, 4Gs, IT, use of IT in governance, e-governance. On this, you can't digital India, startup India. Those critical policies the government pressurizing, skill development, where technology playing big part. Please imagine technology is going to play big part in future governance. Today, you rely on many things. Tomorrow, you rely on AI. So you should know these words, AI, machine learning. Whether you are from, what are your backgrounds here? You have honors in history. MBA, BK. No? Okay. So the idea is that those who are engineers, they should know thoroughly. But for all other is important because digital India is a critical input the government is focusing. Everything today is done through apps, and connect of people to people is through now technology. Please understand it's a big impact. Even if you write to FIR, today you can write an FIR online. पहले ऐसे नहीं होता था. You have to walk into the police thana, somebody has to be there, he write in one language. For women today, it's a lot online. Are you aware? So look at some of the things which are enabled by IT. You go to hospital, time booking is done first. Everything today. So your knowledge of IT, use of technology in governance must be understood and be clear. You can't be negative on it. Okay? Like for example, you heard word called Jeep. What is called that? AI may? That's it. What does it do? It allows everybody to copy out everything and doing things. Now, many things will happen in the world in future. PM raised that critical issue that it is what you have not said, but his face is there. So faking will continue. So how to look in governance these issues that somebody is trying to unnecessarily malign you, fake you out, and what you have not said. You are careful handling these issues. So role of social media in governance is going to be critical. So please be mentally ready for questions on that. Because PM has raised that issue. You remember that? And some actions were taken thereof. Similarly, on AI, what are the negative side, flip side, and the others? When you talk about $5 trillion economy, what are the steps taken in technology plays a bigger part? Am I right? All right. So bulkily, these are some do's and don'ts. Rest is your understanding. As I said, now choose 10 to 15 areas which even KingMakers can help you. It's good for you to identify. You think that if you were to take an exam of your own, what kind of questions would be asked you? The only information they have is the last form you filled with, which you call def. That's the only information they have about you. They don't have any other information. And in that, whatever you filled, you should be clear about it. So if you have filled it properly, correctly, you should be ready to be answering questions on that. Particularly in hobbies, you must be able to answer a little more deeper. But watching cricket cannot be a big hobby. It's a sedentary hobby. It's not a challenging mind. Normally, good hobbies are those which add to your personality. Though watching cricket also can add to your personality. You can learn few things. How competitive can be, how to keep patience, how to keep your nerves at that time. But these are some of the sedentary activities. There would be some which are enriching your mind for knowledge activities. There are some which are physical activities, like somebody like to track. So then if you say my hobby is trekking, then you should know what trekking is about. What is the difference between trekking and mountaineering? What are the tools used? Which areas you are tracked? Which are the common trekking places in your state and in the country? So that's the kind of depth. Photography is one. Today everybody is a photographer because this phone is there. But photography has more meaning. History of photography, good photographers, variety of photographies. Is that correct? So your understanding broadness is great. That's what the personality is. Subject is only a little personality. They really don't ask you much subject, but do prepare your graduation. Don't forget, even if it was 6 years ago, 5 years ago, that you graduated. Revise your graduation, at least the fundamental, and the last semester if there was a project or something done. Particularly engineering students, they would have done a project. Remember that project. What did you do? What is useful? What did you do? Yes. Because otherwise engineering have many subjects. Is that fine? I think more or less all do's and don't cover. So 10-15 area identify, ask 10 questions per day, answer yourself, and you would be ready for any unexpected questions. Don't try to ask same question time and time again. Ask a challenging question to you, which automatically will come. For example, I have this bad habit of when I walk, ideas keep coming in my mind. So you start thinking difficult, and start thinking what answer. So now till your interview days are, you walk every day, walking utilize to think, but don't fall down. because while you're walking, you might get hurt yourself. Go to the park rather than on road. Keep yourself physically fit. Delhi can be dicey. Don't get cold. Sneeze. By any chance, if you have sneezed on that day, carry a mask. Okay? There's nothing wrong to carry a mask. Take their permission, sir. I'm little. Can I? Okay? Please do carry a mask with you. It's always good. And develop this habit, taking a lot of liquids, because this is the last effort you want to make. Good interview, around 55 plus. If you are 55 plus to 80, you are gap of 50 marks. Okay? So if you think you can get 50, try to push to 60. If you think you get 60, try to push to 70. If you think you will get 70, try to push to 80. You channelize effort. But if you are 50, going to 80 is very difficult. Nothing is impossible. Sometimes it's also a chance on that day that everything which you had thought of is being discussed with you. In this interview, there's no ask, it is discussed with you. You understand? So don't be in a mode of yes and no. It's not a quiz competition. You have to demonstrate of a person who can think differently and who are ready to articulate his or her mind with people who are knowledgeable. When I look at all of you, it looks quite fine because अभी तो मैं आपसे बात ही कर रहा हूँ, so you are looking at me. But develop this habit. Somebody will ask you, please look at it. बस serious होने की जरूरत नहीं. I find this stage to be most easy. In my lifetime, I have never ever faced any problem in any of the discussion or interview. I have not done many of them, but whatever I have. Even when I could fight with the group, I was still selected. That means you must be logical and you are clear that you are not gossiped. You have, based on your facts and figures, you are talking. So your facts and figures should be right. And they must be taken from good sources. Gossip newspaper, no. Media, no. Don't rely on people keep on write blogs. Please don't take data from blogs. It's good to rely on government data. And a lot of data is available in Yojana, in other kind of things, in government-owned websites. And there are some critical studies which are done. So don't use the data from yellow sources. Is that clear? Double cross-check data. Don't hesitate on data at all. Don't say, sir, I don't remember data. Data is important, as you know. Every talking today, big data, AI coming. Every moment, AI is produced. How much of data I produce while I'm talking to you? So data is critical. Decision making is going to be critical. Challenging technology is going to help you. Right decision and biasness in decision. Good for citizenry at large is the hallmark of good decision. You cannot, normally you are bound by a rule. But if you have to change a rule, it requires that it should only be taken in the public interest, large public interest. And when you take that decision, you have to write more. So your ideas have to move. If you are following an idea, rule is already there, nothing to be written. You can say, follow this, this is done. Okay, good. And I wish you best. We'll meet individually. Any questions you want to ask me? If there are committees formally declared, please do. There are some research work from best of the institutions you can always quote. IIT faculty does it in widely published. Delhi University does, Madras University does, but not the sundry colleges. The one established universities in the country. Yes, you can quote. Including JNU, don't worry. JNU is still one of the best universities. If you look at the national rank, is still the top. So don't hesitate. You are there to comment on the government policies. You can criticize them, but you must also have a solution along with it. Yeah. You generally should remember. If you don't, you can avoid saying, sir, I'm forgetting it, but I remember what has been said. Except that you don't know it, right? Except in the first time. Because then this will stop the next question saying, which clause, which judgment are you talking? Normally you should remember. But if you don't get under pressure, say what has been said. If you remember roughly the dates, we do. But except in the beginning itself. जी मतलब देखिए यदि उन्होंने आपको इंटरव्यू में बुलाया है तो ये सब चीजों का कोई मतलब नहीं. Until it's brought to you, don't raise it yourself. If they say this police case been registered against you, you can give the incidents and incidents in the way you look at it. Don't attach value, but don't hide facts. Don't bring it till it's been asked. You have been asked to come to interview by taking consideration. If it is after the they have been filled, you can bring it to notice. Idea is to be more honest, to be to the point, straight. Don't try to, what I would say, try to meander way. Please don't do it. Be straight. Because ये गलती करेंगे तो फिर पकड़े जाएंगे बाद में और फिर बहुत मुश्किल है. Many boards, when you make one silly mistake like lying, they reduce you to almost 0 marks. Lying is the one of the best, worst culprit too. Don't ever lie. If you don't know, say no. Whatever you know, you say this. Then don't hesitate. Why are you lying? Lying is the highest order of dishonesty. आपको अंदर से पता है कि आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं. क्यों बोले? ठीक है? Any other question? No, that I'm not supposed to, but I've already covered all aspects which bother your mind. Because these question answer are so, if I say one event, it doesn't help you because your interview would be in a one total sum. In those 30 minutes, whatever you've been asked you, they are threaded in one book. Starting from why do you want to do civil service, what's your strength, weaknesses, how did you prepare? They will not ask you family background, they'll not ask you parents. Then they discuss some of the areas, including your studies and graduation. That's it. It should satisfy you that you had discussed few points which you thought you had done the best. If you think that you have done the best, you should be assured the board will impress. But don't rely on board doing yes, no, sorry. Don't look at them for saying you are doing well. It doesn't mean anything. Somebody 3 days ago, somebody narrated the candidate came after and board said you have done well and he was not selected, got 40%. It's not to frighten you at all. If within, see, I know each candidate know from within what he or she has done. When you come out of the hook from the board, you must be happy with you that you have tried your best within your knowledge framework, within your personality framework, you have done is the best. Nothing less than the best will help. You are the judge. And those who can predict their marks, I'm sure many of you are here today. Did you expect that you qualified? Say honestly. You didn't believe you will qualify? No. You believed? How many of you believed you were qualified? Yeah, there's a strength. And now you should believe that you qualified. It are those candidates who are sure of themselves, those who have put in a lot of work, and they know that I have done the best, I'll definitely. So coming to that line, अभी समय है, 10-15 days is a long time. In one day, you can revise what you prepared for the mains. Other day, you can revise your final year. And then keep on revising on it. Ask 150 questions in next 10 days. Yourself answer. No problem. I say it's the most easy but large impact. So try to focus between 16% If you are done well, you will be there. ये बिल्कुल कंपलसरी नहीं है कि if you get 80, will you come in IS? You have not done well in your exam. Even you do 80, they will not come. वो combination तो deadly है ना. You do well, also interview 70, 60 above, you get into the top ranks. Common understanding. There's nothing hidden about it. Isn't that it? But each state you must try to do your best. And each of you know your best. Don't ask me what is the best. Every day when you set up, when you sleep in the evening, before that you understand where you are. 5 minutes सोचिए क्या किया पूरे दिन में. What kind? In 5 minutes the whole day will come to you. And your preparation will also come to you. Anybody who will keep on telling you the question which you ask in mock is the same which you will ask yourself. The biggest learning in this interview is that you interview yourself. So if they'll ask you a question you don't answer, it gives you a negative feeling. That you are too hooked up onto this, they must be beyond what you are saying. You see, one of the problem in this service is that they don't believe what you say. Why you want to do this service? And none of us are honest in saying that. They also come from the same area. So they know, they meet every day. They met young collectors, they met other people, they met junior people. So they know what are the kind of things you do on the ground. Otherwise, the whole issue of this nexus between the bureaucrats and politicians will not come. In the whole game, you are maligned most. Politician is not maligned. Politician is a politician. So if you get into corruption, you are a problem. And then you say come to serve country and they say देखो कल तो 4 लोग पकड़े गए. So it is for you to be honest. It is for you to be confident. जो नहीं आता है वो नहीं आएगा. 10-15 दिन में आप रिवाइज ही करिए उसको. नया कुछ जानने की कोशिश करिए. In case you are reading newspaper per day, have you stopped it? You have been doing for 3 years. So what else can we ask you beyond that? People say GK तैयार करेंगे, current affair करेंगे. क्या होगा भाई? How would you prepare current affair? Current affairs are only given in newspapers and magazines, which I thought you have not stopped. You are still reading. So, क्या अलग से तैयारी करेंगे? Only now concentrate your mind, be in a session for discussion. And that's why they say do mocks because more questions are asked to you. It's only looking those questions that you are coming to mocks. They might in the end say, you're not confident, you have not answered this. इससे क्या होगा? That you know yourself. When you answer a question, do you know that whatever is saying? How many of you can think? When you answer a question, how many of you know whether it is right or wrong? Everybody should know. So mock में के बाद वो आपको बताएं, क्या बताएंगे? Mannerism बताएंगे आपको. At this age, you can't be like me. Can you be like me? You are younger boy, younger boys and girls. अभी you can't do like what Modi ji does. वो हाथ हिला के उंगली करके कर सकते हैं, but आप नहीं कर सकते. That's his experience. Life experience है. अभी आपका जितना life experience है और competitive environment में है, under pressure, you can't do many things. So become what you are. That's the simplest thing to do. Don't copy anybody. Whatever you are. If you smile, you smile. If you don't smile, don't smile. But don't brood. ऐसे तो नहीं है रोते हुए बैठे हैं. आजकल इमोज आते हैं ना आंसू निकलते हुए. उसकी जरूरत तो नहीं है ना. At you can smile. बंद बंद करके हंस लीजिए. पूरे दांत नहीं दिखाने हैं तो. मुझसे भी good teeth in young age. Isn't it? All of you brush also well. So I don't find any problem. Please get your fears away. I can assure you, if you just do what I'm now saying, आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं, बस थोड़ा लग जाइए, 4-5 घंटे लगे रहिए, एंड दैट विल ओनली बी डन थ्रू क्वेश्चंस। और क्वेश्चन आपके अपने ही होंगे, आपकी जो बैकग्राउंड आपने उनको दी है, आपकी जो पढ़ाई की बैकग्राउंड है, the state you come from, the background you come from, keep that in mind, keep asking questions. Okay, good. How many you think I made your life simple? I think I made your life very simple. डर निकाल दीजिए, इससे कुछ होगा नहीं। उस दिन इंटरव्यू में जो निकल के जाएगा, यदि रोता निकले तो भी आप हंसते जाइए। कुछ लोगों की आदत होती है that under all condition they are under pressure. One of the best things to do not to be under pressure. And we all know India lost World Cup because we are under pressure. Same team winning 11 matches. Like you, we are in final now. Yours is the final frontier. तो यहाँ आप क्या करेंगे? ना तो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस हो सकते हैं, ना डिप्रेस हो सकते हैं। तो बी नॉर्मल, सुबह आराम से उठिए, चाय पिए, थोड़ा मस्ती करिए, गाना सुन लीजिए, जो आप करते हैं सब करिए। पिक्चर देखनी है रात को देख लीजिए, 8 घंटे थोड़ी इंटरव्यू की तैयारी करनी है, ये करनी है? करनी है क्या? हाँ, नहीं करना है, नथिंग इज टू बी डन। कूल ऑफ इट 3-4 hours, good enough. Compose yourself. That personality being composed, being confident, that you have to grow. I never found it difficult. I tell you, I never found it. And you know, I've gone through more difficult times. ICE interview is easier than getting into IIT as a faculty. It's more tough. You can't become faculty in IIT easily. You know this? To be selected in IIT, you must be a PhD, years of experience. Across the globe, applications would come. You have to make a presentation. They'll say, are you getting good teaching? Then they discuss with you. In the teaching, they look at you, how do you speak, what your communication. You are not doing anything here. So cool it off. You go to mock because if you do 4 mock, 120 questions will come to you. आंसर तो आप ही को करना है ना, या मॉक का आदमी करेगा? ये करना है ना। And don't get frightened if you don't answer the questions, because this is an exercise you are involved into, getting more questions, more questions, more questions. All of us can only help you to give you more ideas, more thoughts, more questions, nothing else. फेस आपको करना है, उस दिन आपको ही वहां जाना है, और आपको अपने आप को स्ट्रेस को लो करना। If you keep your stress low on that day, you have won half the battle. Language is not a barrier. Again, repeat, no check is required. If you try to put in any names, it goes against you. Nobody can ever influence the board. It has never happened in history. Firstly, nobody knows which board he'll go. Even a member says, I'll do something, forget. He would not know till he goes on his desk. The whole envelope goes to him that time. So what can you do? By any chance, if you are there, then 4 other members are there, na? And there's no veto power to anybody. Unlike state commissions where chairman can say anything, UPSC no veto power to anybody. And the 4 people who are there, who are no less than the member himself, 2 of them would be Secretary Government of India, 2 will be Vice Chancellors. What can you do? They are not Tom and Dick carriages. So that's why UPSC is your battle, your individual battle with the battle on a very positive note. Board does not want to bring you down. Please understand. They will never bring you down till you are honest. If you like to cheat, they'll catch you in the 3rd time and you are out. The moment you started cheating, you can start getting to 30 marks, 40 marks in life. Telling lies and cheating, influencing board means you are getting into 30% marks. 80, 90, 80, 90, they'll keep you. If you are reasonable, they'll keep giving you 45, 50%. If you are better, thinking, confident, cross 60+. Nothing else required. I mean, there's no rule on it. It's a simple rule. If you try to be dishonest, you lose heavily. If you try to be normal, you are in the normal range. If you are a little brighter, confident, speaking truth, you have your own ideas, you cross 70 to 80. लोग कहते हैं क्या, how do you get 190? अरे क्या करेंगे भाई? Who can get you 190? Only you can get 190. I cannot get. Can I? Tell me, who can predict the question going to ask there? Is there a method? You can only prepare large questions. But you can't prepare what kind of question they will ask you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll be having a one-on-one session now. We have the list of students, those who have enrolled for the one-on-one session. For those candidates, today we'll be conducting the one-on-one session. For others, some other day will be fixed. And some students, those who are attending in the online, based on your request and based on the available dates, we'll be fixing the one-on-one session. And the entire session is divided into 3 stages. The first one is we'll be preparing some of the most expected questions based on your DAF. So you have already submitted to your DAF. So with respect to your hobbies and extracurricular activities, we'll prepare certain questions. With respect to your order of preference, the service preference, and your education qualifications and other things, we'll prepare certain level of questions. We'll also give you some current affairs study materials. That is the stage 1. The stage 2 is going to be like a kind of one-on-one session. The one-on-one session will be with some senior bureaucrats like a former UPSC chairman and the former UPSC members, former chief secretaries, former chief election commissioner, former CBI director, something like that. And after one-on-one session, again, we will prepare you for the mock. So till the time we will not conduct the mock test, and we don't advise you to attend any mock test before that. So once if you're well prepared, once if you're getting the best opinion from the one-on-one session, then we will ask you to appear for the personality test. Sorry, that is a mock personality test. In the mock personality test, that will be recorded, and we will give you a copy of that video and everything. You can go through it. We will also give our own inputs. And after that, if you are really comfortable, then better you can go directly to the UPSC board. In case if we feel and if you feel that you need some more marks, again we will arrange some more marks so that you will feel more confident. So because your confidence level is very important. Even if we are happy about your performance, sometimes if you are not comfortable, then that will be a very big problem. So till then we will be giving our support. So feel free to make use of our team members. And there are so many bureaucrats who are associated with the KingMakers IAS Academy, retired senior bureaucrats, those who are in service, those who are recently cleared. So you have to interact with every bureaucrats so that you'll get a clear idea about it. And finally, after the selection is getting over, after the results are out, we'll be organizing a very big participation ceremony where all the bureaucrats, all the achievers, they'll be coming together and we'll be celebrating a small success ceremony, maybe in Delhi or in Chennai. Last year, we had a very big felicitation ceremony in Chennai that was conducted in the Hotel Hyatt. So all the achievers from across the nation, they used to come over there and we will have a small get together. So this is the various stages of this personality test guidance program. And you will not be honored at that particular time. Your parents are going to be honored on that day because they are the real hero and heroine of that program. So the KingMakers is always something very different institute because we wanted to first honor your parents because they are without their support, you would not have reached up to this level. So that is the occasion for which they were waiting for so many years, right? So they are waiting. I'm sure definitely that will happen. And wish you all the best, make use of it and feel free first of all. That is very important. Because sometimes we'll be having a lot of doubts, we'll be hesitating to just interact even with our coordinators, personality tester, mentors, all those things. And Ankur sir, as well as our Ganesh sir will be available here. And they're all experts in the domain and they are having so many years of experience. They have trained many aspirants. They'll be giving you some inputs. And so whenever you have your time, just you can visit the institute. You can also have the one-to-one interaction with our resource persons. And sometimes some sessions will be organized through online, some sessions will be organized in the offline mode. And every year we will have at least minimum 300 to 400 registrations. Even this year also we'll be having that much number of registrations. It may go even beyond that also. So last year around 151 achievers were there, including Ishita Kishore. She attended. Our D.P.Agrawal sir is the one who guided her in the initial stage. After that, she took a lot of mock interviews and I think a lot in our academy. That is why when the results came, I was at her residence actually. So I was first person to just to celebrate her success at her residence actually. So while she was cutting the cake and other things and all, I was with her actually. So, but sometimes we do not know that who will become only a topper. But that was a what to say. I was there near to her house for some other purpose. When the results came, I came to know that she's the all India topper. Then I went there. Then I greeted her. So I hope this year also from our Kingmakers students, somebody should become all India topper. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Bye.